Hi, this is John Maddox again. This is installment number three of me telling you my secrets. So today we're going to cover the three-legged stool. This is kind of how I was taught about training when I was younger, the old magazines and books and stuff like that. Because it's very important because at any one of those legs, right, of that stool, right, if for some reason you're not getting enough sleep, you're not getting enough food, either undertraining or you're overtraining, guess what? The stool falls over, right? And you can't sit on it. So it's very important that you look at all aspects of your training, not just at the training itself. And I'll give you an example. I was talking to my friend um, Dennis, and Dennis is like saying, "John, I thought you said you just keep getting stronger. I come in this week, I can't handle the 90-pound dumbbells." And I first question I had to him, well, how was your food? Right? How was your sleep? And then he comes back and says, well, I missed a couple of meals. I didn't get a lot of sleep because I had to take my brother to the hospital, to a doctor's appointment or something like that. And then also, instead of training on 7 days, he decided to cut it a day short, and he only waited 6 days in between his upper body workout. Well, all those things together are going to impact your ability to, because that's his max, 90-pound dumbbells. So yeah, if you are not eating, right, you're losing body weight. If you're not sleeping, right, and you're shortening your the amount of time in between your workouts, that's all going to impact how much you can lift. So it is very important. So training, we've already talked about this, right? I love Mike Mentzer's stuff. I think I developed a training system very similar to him. Don't overtrain. That's one of the most important things that you can do. So, once you hit your top set, and then evaluate it. Like I said, after 4 weeks, take your week off. Sometimes I hit it so hard, I can only go 3 weeks and then I got to take a week off. And I'm not doing 34 cents. All right. So I know I heard Mike Israel out there was commenting on Mike Mentzer again in another video. And he says, what do you mean one set? I believe you should be able to do 24 cents. And then after that, he said, I believe you should be able to do 34 cents. And I'm like, I think he needs to put some clarification out on that. I don't do 34 sets in my entire upper body workout or my entire lower body workout. All right. And I'm getting stronger. And I'm a drug-free athlete. And so, Mike Israel's on gear. So people need to understand it's tough to take advice from someone who's on gear if you're not on gear, because they have the ability to recuperate like you can't. So training, don't overtrain. That's number one. No, and then make sure you're trained enough. I mean, there are guys in the gym that I see will do the same weights every single time they're in there, and they don't ever go heavier. All right. They're just in there doing the basics. And if you're never pushing yourself, you're never going to get stronger. One of my later videos, we're going to talk about, believing in yourself, finding, vision, the vision that you can lift heavy weights. Because a lot of times I think people, they come up with excuses of why they can't train. All right. So rest, recovery, second leg of the stool, very important. Very important. You got to sleep. All right. Even Bill Carthman said back in the day they used to sleep like babies. All right. You have to rest. You have to get sleep. It's very important. If you're working double shifts every day, well, your training's going to suffer because you're not getting rest. All right. And then the last item, right? This is where you really get hit with a lot of the hucksters out there, as Mike Spencer like to say, the hucksters. Nutrition. All right. You got to eat. All right. I'm not somebody who actually takes really any supplements. I mean, I like creatine. Creatine's always worked. I'll take like a pre-workout, but I'll take it, with my morning meal, only on days that I train. Um, I never take it right before I walk into the gym because I like to have an empty stomach. I don't want my stomach being full. I don't know if you've seen any of these gym fail videos where the people are puking over the head ref right at the powerlifting meet. It's because they got too much in their stomach, and the force of heavy weights can cause you to spit up what you have in your stomach. So people need to be careful about that. So nutrition is very important, right? That's where all the hucksters are trying to sell you everything. So, and that's why I think when you look at training, I think a lot of these influencers overtrain you on purpose so they can turn around and tell you, well, you know what? You're not getting better because you're not taking my supplement. That's what Joe Weider used to do. And then he'd sell you a bunch of crap. So yeah, the nutrition is very important. And I'll give you one tip, right? So when I decided that I wanted to deadlift 800 pounds, I had to gain a lot of weight because weight is leverage. And so one of the things that I've been doing since I was 19 years old, because I had a doctor tell me this when I quit taking steroids. I took steroids from 18 to 19. I've never taken them afterwards. I do not take um, any of this testosterone stuff that's being pushed on everybody. I think that's a gimmick too. I've been tested for it twice. First time it was after eating. I tested not in the normal range, below normal. And then I took it again on an empty stomach and I was in the normal range. So I think if you're going to take those tests, I take them multiple times during different times of the month because, your hormones, they cycle during the month. They're not the same all the time. Like I notice I get leaner towards the beginning of the month and I'm fatter mid-month. So yeah, it's your hormones change. And understand if you take that stuff, you cannot compete in a drug tested meet. I want to deadlift 800 pounds in a drug tested meet. So I don't take any steroids at all. Nothing prescribed by a doctor, nothing. I'm thinking that that's one of the new hucksters out there, as Mike Metzger likes to say. They're conning you into taking that stuff. And people need to understand when you put artificial stuff in your body, your natural stuff's even going to be depleted even more. And like I said, I wonder if they really work. I can deadlift 800 pounds, and I had a test come back saying that mine was below normal range. So are they really, truly testing what your testosterone is? I don't know. I'm skeptical. And then, like I said, I like to take aspirin because when you train, all right, guess what happens? Your body gets inflamed from the training. So things that you can do to get inflammation out of your body is very important. Aspirin, I've been doing it since I've been 19 at a recommendation of a doctor. It works. It helps you to get inflammation out of your body. I take it every day with breakfast. If I have a bad injury, I also take it with dinner. I never take it on an empty stomach, and I'm not a doctor. All right, Mike Israel, don't be out there shooting a video like you did against Greg Doucette, where you, top 10 gym influencers. If you guys haven't seen that video, and Mike Israel the whole time he says, but he's not a doctor, but he's not a doctor, but he's not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. All right. I'm just a 7-time national deadlifting champion. And I did everything that I could to make sure that I recuperate. All right. Recuperating is very important. And aspirin can help, and eating. So to gain weight, to get over 250 pounds, I had to start adding food to my diet. All right. I'm not used to eating as much food as I had to eat to get my body weight up to this. It took me 6 months to adjust. All right. Because it's hard when you're not used to eating a lot of food and then you have to eat a lot of food. Your body has to learn to accommodate all that food. So I had to start adding eggs to my breakfast. I decided, Stan Efron, I heard a lot of his stuff, and I decided to go with red meat. So I eat 2 steaks a day. So I cook them at the same time, but I eat one with what I call dinner one. I eat one with dinner two. I do drink a muscle milk before I go to bed too, not because muscle milk is great. It's calories and it's easy. Everything that I do, I try to make it easy. So my meals, 4 meals a day. I don't do 8 meals a day because it's too much work. All right. If you make what you're trying to accomplish difficult, you're never going to get there because you're going to just quit along the way. You're going to say, damn it, man, I don't want to cook 8 meals today. So I do it based on 4. So I have a big breakfast. My lunch is flexible because of what the work that I do. If I have to meet someone for lunch, I can do it. I make lunch flexible. All right. Then I got dinner 1 and I got dinner 2. And I always eat a lot of vegetables. I eat mainly my main vegetables are with my dinner. All right. But I eat, banana with breakfast, for example. Dinner, I'd have a whole can of pears. And when I eat my last meal, I'll have an orange. So fruit and vegetables. I will have some cheese with breakfast. I like olives with dinner. But, I kept adding and adding until my body weight started to go up. So if you're having issues gaining weight, you just got to keep adding food until the body weight starts to go up. So anyways, I thought it was important today to talk about the stool because, you can't sit there and say, John Maddox, hey, this, Mike Mentzer stuff that you're talking about isn't working for me if you're not sleeping, right? And you're not eating. If you're skipping meals, in the last 3 years, have not missed one single meal. Plus, I eat food on top of it. I'm someone who, if there's cookies when I'm walking by the counter, I'll eat the cookies. All right. And my late training partner, Craig Terry, he would, if he broke a record, that was his excuse to get Haagen-Dazs ice cream. So you can use snacks as an incentive for you to accomplish your goals. All right. So remember, training, right? Don't overtrain. Rest, sleep, get your rest, get your sleep. And in nutrition, make sure you eat. I don't take anything but creatine, right? I do. So 6-Star has creatine. It's easy. Like I said, I can just get it at the local drugstore. So I use creatine only on training days. I don't do any bulking type stuff. And then I do the 6-star, pre-workout too, but I do it with my breakfast. I don't do it right before I walk into the gym. I like my stomach to be empty. But other than those, taking like vitamins, I take vitamins. All right. So I take aspirin. I mentioned that. So I'll take, magnesium, but I don't take the full dose except for calcium. I do take a lot of calcium, but I'll take stuff for my joints, like glucosamine, chondroitin. Shift's got a product for that, zinc, my multivitamin. Everything that I take is, things I've been taking for a long time. Like I got recommended to take flaxseed oil by Matt Zwang, who's my chiropractor. Matt Zwang, many-time world champion, great power lifter. He's a great chiropractor too. He brought me back to life. Started seeing him in 2005. My back was so bad, pinched nerves, and he brought me back to I won that last Deadlift Nationals. Without Matt Swang, I would have never been able to do that. So, but anyways, I think that covers the three-legged stool. It's very important. So what you're going to hear from me the next 2 videos, I'm going to cover my upper body workout and the exercises that I use, and I'm going to cover my lower body workout and the exercises that I use. So anyways, I appreciate everybody joining me for this journey where I start telling you all my secrets. All right. Anyways, everybody, have yourself a great day. Thanks.